Oh, that's all right, Miss Scott. I'll phone him right away.
Hey, Mr. B! Oh, boy, I was scared. I thought he'd gone. I got to get his measurements.
Not now, Hazel.
Yeah, got to get the yarn today. It's on sale. And Christmas will be here before you know it.
Hazel, Mr. Grimes, George Baxter.
Hold still, George.
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
That's 20 inches across the shoulders.
And very pleased that we can settle the difference between our class amicably.
On 35.
Yes, of course.
Hold still, Mr. B. Collarbone to waist, 20.
I'll be in your office in 20 minutes. Hazel, I simply don't have time for this sort of thing.
That'll make the waist 44.
I'm very pleased that you're knitting me a Christmas sweater, but... 44? I am not.
Oh, this sweater ain't for you, Mr. B. It's for Mr. Griffin.
Goodbye.
Oh, boy. We sure had him fooled, didn't we?
But, Hazel, really, even on sale, cashmere's too expensive. You shouldn't. He'll be perfectly happy with plain wool.
Oh, no. Nothing's still good for Mr. B's Christmas.
Brought to you by...
And a merry Yuletide to all at your house from Marty, Eve, Lulu, Descartes, and Pierre.
Descartes and Pierre.
Well, they're probably poodles. Lulu, too, maybe. But who are Marty and Eve? George? Well, who do you know named Marty and Eve?
Nobody.
Well, it could be Martha and Everett, Martin and Evelyn. George, think. There isn't any last name. How can I send them a card if you don't help me?
Well, if you don't even know them, why bother?
Darling, they must know us. They're probably clients of yours. It isn't very good business, George. Oh, darn, there's somebody at the door. Harry, Rita,
Hi, Dorothy.
We just dropped in for a minute. Are you busy? Not at all. I'm just finishing up some last-minute Christmas cards.
I haven't even started sending my first-minute ones yet.
Oh, well, I'm glad for a break. And besides, Hazel has some cookies in the oven.
Hi.
Hi, George.
Hi. Rita, what do you do about Christmas cards from people you don't know?
Toss them in the wastebasket.
Mm-hmm. Harry, you married a very sensible young woman.
And then I fish them out again and try to figure out who they're from.
Well, so long as she's beautiful.
Then go on in the living room. We'll join you in a minute. Rita, I want to show you what Hazel's doing.
There we are. Hi, Miss Noel.
Hi, Hazel. Oh, my goodness, this really looks like Santa's workshop.
Just the Marshall Road branch.
You want to see what we're taking to the kids in the Children's Hospital this year?
Oh, they're darling.
Missy designed them.
And Hazel sews them up, and I put the stuffing in.
Well, I could buy some material if you need any more.
The more the merrier.
Oh, that's very nice of you, Rita. Of course we could use some more.
Okay, pal. As friend, partner, neighbor, and fellow husband, I just thought it was my duty to warn you.
Thanks, pal. But you worry about Rita's present. I'll take care of Dorothy's.
How you gonna feel when Dorothy sees Rita Christmas morning all decked out in a full-length mink?
Solvent.
Cheapskate. That's what you're gonna feel like. And you know what's gonna happen, don't you?
Sure. In January, you're going to try to borrow some money from me, and I'm going to say no.
Sooner or later, you're gonna have to shell out for one.
Drop it, Harry. I can't afford to buy Dorothy a fur coat, and that's that.
We want to talk to you about the most marvelous Santa Claus.
Did you ask George about the Santa Claus?
I didn't get around to it.
Oh, I'm absolutely wild about him.
He's got the most adorable face you ever saw.
And wait till you see the reindeer. Each one of them has a personality all its own. It's about 15 feet high, wouldn't you say, Harry? Oh, and at least 50 feet long. Oh, you mean for the front lawn?
Of course, it seems like a horrible price to pay until you stop to think it'll last for years.
Guaranteed for 10.
And Harry says that if you two want to go in with us, we can put it between the two houses.
Well, I don't know. How much is it?
Amortized over a period of 10 years, hardly worth talking about.
Well, then let's not talk about it. Well, I don't want a herd of reindeer on my front lawn.
Well, it was only a suggestion.
Dorothy, I've been meaning to ask you, what do you think we ought to give the Butterworths?
I haven't thought of anything either. They have everything.
What do you generally spend?
About $20.
They give us a $20 present, so we give them the same thing. Every name on our list has a dollar sign after it.
Darling, you know perfectly well I buy gifts that people will like.
Well, now, honey, this isn't a personal attack against you. Everyone does the same thing. Everyone except Hazel. She's the only person I know who still has the true spirit of Christmas. And that's because she makes her gifts.
Well, I have to. Can't afford to buy them.
As far as I'm concerned, Christmas is for children.
Harold, what would you like Santa to bring you?
I don't know.
A new bike?
I got one for my birthday.
How about a sled?
I guess a sled would be okay.
Finish your milk, Harold, and say goodnight.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Harry.
I think we ought to be going, too.
Oh, must you? It's so early.
He didn't eat your cookies.
Oh, well, but take some with us.
Thank you very much for the cookies, and I'll call you tomorrow.
See you at the office, George. Good night, Dorothy.
Good night. What did you say to George to get him so upset?
Oh, I just suggested that my wife might look prettier than his on Christmas morning.
Oh, Harry, be serious now. Oh, what are you getting me?
Harry, will you tell me if I guess?
Well, that's the last straw. Imagine a kid his age who doesn't really want anything for Christmas.
Oh, George, Harold's too old for toys this year, and he's not quite old enough to want anything else.
If you mean he's spoiled, you're wrong, Mr. B.
Well, why do we have to give in to all this commercialism?
Like what?
Spending more money than we can afford. Lighting up our front lawn like a store window. Now, that isn't Christmas.
Well, what would you like me to do, George?
Well, if you really want to please me.
I do, darling, you know that.
All right, then. Telephone every adult on your list and tell them we've decided not to exchange gifts this year. We'll give that money to the Children's Hospital instead.
All right, George, I will.
And that goes for you and me, too, Dorothy. Now, it's absolutely ridiculous for grown-up people to take money out of a joint bank account just to buy each other expensive gifts.
Oh, golly, Mr. B.
And as for Harold, he's getting a Christmas stocking filled with fruits and nuts and that new winter coat he needs.
Oh, George.
Okay, I give him a box of Cracker Jack if I take the prize out first.
Furthermore, can't we have a simple sit-down Christmas dinner instead of a buffet?
But, George, we can't possibly seat that many people.
Well, why do we have to ask that many?
Well, there's 11 in your family alone.
Don't ask them, except my mother.
What about Mr. Griffin? He's been coming here for Christmas dinner ever since he come to town.
And we can't invite him without having Mr. Sutherland.
Certainly not. He's been coming here longer than Mr. Griffin.
And the Johnsons and the Dorfmans.
And Miss Dillon and Missy's Aunt Grace.
Look, can't you rent or borrow a longer table? Now, if you really want to please me, let's have a quiet, simple sit-down Christmas dinner with me at the head of the table carving the turkey and you at the foot and Harold saying the grace.
Don't worry, Missy. I'll manage.
All right, George. I won't invite anyone we don't have to, if that's really the way you want it.
Thank you. And I think it's about time for the news.
I got a good mind to rip out that sweater I've been knitting him.
I don't believe it. And those beautiful cufflinks. Did my own hair for 3 months to pay for them. Oh, well, I'll give them to him on his birthday. Come on, Hazel, I'll help you clean her.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Buy your gifts at Discount Joe's, the no-down credit way.
You get tired, itchy feet from Christmas shopping.
Season's greetings, ladies. Now, hear this. Don't let cranberry stains on your best tablecloth spoil your Christmas dinner.
Here is good advice.
Kids, tell your dad.
Ladies.
All the way. Buy your gifts at Discount Joe's, the no-down credit way.
Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late.
Ah, Big Ben, now, darling.
Oh, it's jam.
You got any packages in the car you want me to bring in for you, Dad?
No, thanks, son. Dinner ready?
It will be in a minute, dear.
Mr. B? Wait a minute. Mr. B, there's only 4 more shopping days left till Christmas.
The news media have informed me of that fact.
You ain't gonna let Christmas go by without buying Missy a present, are you?
Hazel, we've already decided not to give each other anything.
But she already got you a present before you sprung this on her.
Well, then I'll just have to tell you to tell her to take it back and get a refund.
She can't. They're initials.
Okay, all right. I'll buy her a toaster. We need a new one anyway.
A toaster?
Hazel, do you realize how many women in this country would be tickled to death to get a new toaster for Christmas?
I bet Mr. Knoll ain't buying his wife a toaster.
Hazel, I am not interested in what Harry Knoll buys his wife.
You make more money than he does.
I've said my last word on the subject. You understand?
Yes, sir. I never thought Mr. B turned out to be a Scrooge.
And now, dear friends, let us wish you a Merry Christmas from all the cast and crew. And until this same time next week.
If you folks ain't listening to nothing special, I got a wonderful idea.
Oh, what, Hazel?
Well, it's something we ought to do around this house. Why don't we all sit and listen while Mr. B reads us The Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens? You know, about mean old Mr. Scrooge and Tiny Tim and the spirit of Christmas.
I heard it this afternoon on TV.
Well, I've heard it so often I could recite it backwards. It was a nice thought, Hazel, but frankly...
Well, Hazel, I guess your propaganda's fallen on deaf ears.
George, do me a favor, will you, pal? Keep this package for me at your house. It's Rita's mink coat.
Well, why my house?
My bride can look at a package from 30 paces and tell what's inside it. X-ray eyes. And if that fails, well, there's always shake, rattle, and bounce.
And if that doesn't work, they poke a finger in the corner.
Well, I want this to be a real surprise. I got her a big bottle of perfume for a decoy, so she won't be expecting anything else.
Okay, I'll have Dorothy tuck it away somewhere.
Not a word to Dorothy about this, or Hazel. I'd trust them both with my life, but not with a secret like this. Oh, make out a check for Mr. Butterworth for $50 before you leave.
What for?
Party for the office staff tomorrow.
I thought we decided last year.
We'll keep it under control.
Harry, I've already given him my secretary.
Argue about it with the old man.
Harry. Harry? Harry, come back here.
He went out the door, Mr. Baxter.
Oh, where are you going?
Oh, Mr. Butterworth said we girls could leave early. I'm going to get my hair done. Oh, and spend that beautiful check you gave me.
Well, Mr. Griffin will be here at 5 o'clock.
Mr. Baxter, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I've got to get my hair done.
Okay. Run along.
Thanks. Oh, would you mind turning the lights out on the tree when you leave? Oh, isn't it sweet? I just adore Christmas, don't you? All that lovely loot.
Lovely loot. Metal tree. Canned music.
Mr. B, this is your last chance.
Go away.
Well, how's Missy going to feel when all the other wives show what their husbands gave them?
Go away.
But, Mr. B, there's a real pretty negligee I want you to get at Blackstone's for.
Dorothy!
She ain't here. She and Harold went shopping early, so they'd be there when the store opened.
Shopping for what?
A present for the Dorfmans.
I thought we told all the adults on our list we weren't exchanging gifts this year.
Well, maybe she forgot to tell them, or maybe they just didn't pay any attention. Anyway, they gave us a solid silver cheese knife.
I give up. I give up.
It's the kind of blue that brings out the color in her eyes, Mr. B.
A blue cheese knife?
No. The negligee I want you to get for Missy. It's at Blackstone's on the second floor.
I already bought her a toaster.
But I'd take it back, Mr. B. It wouldn't be no trouble. You can't stay in there all day. I'm waiting right out here for you, Mr. B.
Hazel, I want you to listen to me. I absolutely will not be bullied. Wait a minute. What's all this?
Those are the tables and chairs we rented so you could have your sit-down dinner.
Well, how many are we having?
27. And there ain't one name you didn't okay personally, Mr. B.
Hazel, I didn't okay 27 people.
Oh, yes, you did, Mr. B. Well, there's 11 on your side of the family alone. And then with you 3, that's 14. And then Mr. Griffin and Mr. Sutherland. And then there's the Johnsons and the Brockmans and Miss Dillon and...
I brought you some sandwiches and cookies, Mr. Baxter. Well, I know it's rather early, but they're going awfully fast. I baked the cookies myself.
Well, thank you, Miss Scott.
We've all been invited down the hall to Blum and Shapiro's. I don't mind staying, though, if you need me.
Oh, no. If I need to dictate anything, I can put it on tape and you can transcribe it on Monday. No, you run along and have a good time. I'll try to join you later.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Baxter. Merry Christmas. Don't let the cookies get stale.
Did you find the extension cord, Hazel?
Oh, I found a lot more than that.
Oh, what is it?
It's heavier than a negligee.
Was there a card?
Missy, you better wrap up them cufflinks again. No,
Don't tear it.
No, it's all right. There. You got it? Yeah. There's a little more, I'll do it.
Be careful, Hazel.
Oh, that's all right. We can fix it. It's here. You better do it, Missy. Your hand's smaller than mine. What is it?
Oh, it feels like... Oh, Hazel, it can't be. It's fur.
What kind?
No, it feels like... Oh, Hazel, it can't be. It's mink.
Oh. Bless his heart. The Christmas spirit got him after all.
Oh, the darling. I can't get my hand out.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he shouldn't have.
He sure had me fooled.
Oh, can you imagine him talking like that and then buying me a mink coat? Oh, I could kill him.
You gave me a few bad minutes, too.
Oh, I could just kill him.
We ought to know it. An old softy like Mr. B didn't mean what he said about Christmas. Oh, boy, I better put it back where I got it. I don't want to spoil his Christmas. Oh, you get it? There you are, sport. Missy, don't you want to eat something along with Harold? It's getting kind of late.
Oh, no, I'll wait for George. I'll get it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Rita with you?
I just stopped by on my way home. Is George here?
No, not yet. Oh, big party at the office?
Does it show?
Just mine.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Hazel.
Hi.
Oh, well, I wanted to talk to George. When do you expect him?
Oh, any minute now.
Maybe I better not wait. Rita and I are opening our gifts tonight, and I still have to write the card. You don't know where that package is that I gave George to keep for me, do you?
Package? For Rita?
Without a card?
Yeah, I asked George to keep it so Rita couldn't poke around and guess what was in it.
What does it look like?
But so?
Weighs about 4 or 5 pounds.
I guess so.
Wrapped in blue paper with gold ribbon.
That's it.
Yes, well, I think I know where it is.
I'll get it.
No, let me...
Merry Christmas.
Christmas. Blackstone's, 2nd floor, please. Ladies' lingerie. Merry Christmas, yeah. Say, I was looking at a blue silk negligee the other day with long sleeves and lace cuffs, and it cost $84.50. You know the one I mean? You still got it? Oh, yeah. Size 8. Well, look, I want to buy it as a gift for somebody, but I don't want my name on the card, you know, just from Santa Claus. And it's got to be delivered the first thing tomorrow morning. But the trouble is I don't have any charge account with you. Well, now, wait a minute. I've been living in this town for years. Well, okay, let me talk to the credit department. Merry Christmas. Look, my name is Hazel Burke, and I got a problem.
Butterworth, Hatch, Dole, and Baxter.
Merry Christmas. May I speak to Mr. George Baxter, please?
Speaking. Oh, yes, yes. What can I do for you?
I'm checking the credit references of a Miss Hazel Burke. Now, she stated that she's been in your employ for 14 years?
Yes, that's right.
Well, in view of the fact that you and Mrs. Baxter have had an account with us for years, a very satisfactory one, I may say, I thought we might just stretch our policy a little to accommodate Miss Burke, particularly since the gift is for Mrs. Baxter.
I see. With a card from Santa Claus.
If you were willing to guarantee, as it were, her purchase of $84.50.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, gee, Missy, it looks scrumptious. Baxter residence? Yeah. Oh.
Is that George?
No, it's for me, Missy. Well, thanks anyway for trying. Oh, yeah, Merry Christmas.
I just don't understand why George is so late tonight.
You want me to call his office?
Of course not. No, he'll be home just as soon as...
Merry Christmas!
I'm in here, George.
Sorry to be late, dear. I had to stop at Blackstone's. Harold asleep.
Oh, ages ago.
I broke down and bought that radio he's been hitting for. After all, in a few years, he'll be grown up.
What changed your mind?
Well, something made me realize there was just 86 shopping minutes left till Christmas. Perfume for Hazel.
You hungry, Mr. B?
Oh, no thanks. Just tired.
Oh, well, then you better get to bed. Missy and me got a million things to do tomorrow before the company gets here.
Good idea.
Why don't you just leave everything, Hazel, and I'll get up early in the morning and help you.
Missy, you better wrap up them cufflinks again.
Come on, honey, I'm beat.
I'll put out the lights.
Sweet dreams and Merry Christmas.
Little negligee. Gotta be. Oh, evergreen, you give us so much pleasure. How oft at Christmas time the sight of green fir tree gives us delight. Oh, evergreen, you give us so much pleasure.